Okay, we should be good. Welcome back to ANZCRL Combined Racing League's Open GT3 Sprint Cup for Race 2 here at Bathurst at Mount Panorama. I'm your host, Woody Lizard, and alongside me is again Dark Racing 40.
Howdy, howdy, everybody.
Yes, well, we're looking at Beastang, the man that gave it to Highlander, but met the wall. I should say, got very personal with a wall, which ruined his charge, and ended up finishing in 6th, I think it was.
That's it.
In this Ferrari. So we've got, 6 minutes remaining of this 15-minute qualifying session. And currently, Night Havoc has got that BMW on pole again with a 2:06, with this man here second. And we'll just see what he's going to be able to squeeze out of this Ferrari. It looks like it's a fairly tidy lap here that he's been doing. Now the track temperature's getting fairly warm. I believe it's around 40 or plus degrees on track. So the guys are going to be only getting really 1 or 2 laps out of these soft tyres for qualifying, I'd imagine, Darky.
That's it. So Highlander's so far the fastest right now, 2:06. Practically almost 2:06 flat. Hang on, this is Australia, so we need to do this. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, well, I was already beat you to it. I was already into my one, so I'd done that earlier. But here you go. Enjoy you this final race. It's a 45-minute timed race with a mandatory pit stop. So, as we just mentioned, the track temperatures are fairly hot, so it's predicted that most of these guys will be running on hards. If they're running on softs, there's no way these cars are going to perform. And when they have that mandatory stop, they're going to have to change onto the hards.
That's it.
So most guys will be planning for the mandatory stop just to come into their pit bay, get raised up, and get dropped and then go. So there's no requirement, no fuel requirement, no tyre requirement in the mandatory stop. So some of the guys that may get a little bit of damage as well early on, though, might look at maybe taking an early pit stop, Darky, and getting that damage repaired and then run some nice laps on their own.
That's it.
And filter back into the grid later on in the race.
That's it. So yeah, so if you're getting damaged, the early stop isn't going to really hurt you. Just you're stopping earlier than probably what you probably want. So, but it might get you away from the cars, and hopefully if you catch the cars in front of you, either they will pit by the time you catch them, or the fact that you'll be that much faster than them that you can just practically drive past them, because you don't have that early stop and then be held up behind people. So as we're looking now, Statesman missed the first race, but he was in the Nissan GTR. The very fast GTR. So
already picked up a penalty that we seen earlier, but in that, probably because he came out without his pit limiter on.
Yeah, that's what he did, to spin pit lane, so the official decided to ping him a grid position.
One grid normally, isn't it, Spot?
Yeah, that's it. So we'll see what the GTR does down.
He's got one too.
That's it, so we'll see what the GTR can do down Conrad here.
Now this is the old Nissan GT Academy car, the RJN Nissan, Darky. Was this where they had one of the winners of the PlayStation been able to pilot one of these cars in real life?
I believe it was, yeah.
Had some competition.
Yep, so 275 for the GTR. Not as quick as the Beamer, but still pretty quick. So Beastang. Oh, climbing up in the curb there in the Ferrari. In second right now, half a second behind Highlander.
They're doing a good job, seeing if he can top. Oh, he's found the inside wall there of the cutting. So it'll be interesting to see if Highlander can hold his nerve for the 45 minutes. He had some challenges. They all fell by the wayside, so Highlander just had a nice smooth 20-minute race for race 1.
That's it. So into the chase here. About 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining of qualifying here. So hopefully these guys have actually done some practice pit lane entries. Night Havoc has done, well, he attempted 2, 1 successful, 1 unsuccessful in the sprint race.
Yeah, we had no fuel.
Yeah, where he's done the champion, running out of fuel. And no, he's going any faster.
So I'm still predicting Night Havoc may challenge for the lead here in this 45-minute race come the end of the race. Obviously, that fuel woes that they had, they'll obviously work that out, and he'll make sure he's probably got more fuel than he needs, and make sure he can get through to this 45-minute session without an issue with fuel.
Well, also with the pit stop too, he can
the braking area.
He can put fuel in the car.
Well, that's it too, but obviously they don't want to be held up too long with fuel, giving that time away to the competitors, where some will probably just do that stop and go.
That's it. A few competitors will just do the stop and go. Oh, and there's a bang, and there's a Cadillac and a Porsche coming into the final corner. That is going to be the end of Commander Jim's qualifying there.
There's a Commander Jim. Where did he go? Fifth there. Lockie's actually going to get a spot over Night Havoc into third, so he'll have that inside line going into Hell Corner.
So he's Blue Falcon in the Renault. Yeah, tried to activate his DRS, but unfortunately it didn't come back yet. So he had to pit to get it, his rear wing reattached.
If he can have a clean race without any mistakes and spins, I could imagine him getting a top 5 here tonight for this feature race, Darky.
That's it, yeah. So Statesman's going around again. 209, it's not that far, it's 3 seconds off the pace, but it's not that bad right now. If you can keep the car between the lines and on the black stuff, you can come away for a result. Look at the Lockie and GT3 game in the previous race. They didn't do anything fancy, they just kept running around, get a second and third.
Or even look at the Blue Falcon and Quick Mick as well. Like Quick Mick had a mistake or something happened early in the race that we missed, put him at the back of the grid, and he ended up coming home in 7th. So, and he was just doing constant lap times of 210s, 209s, in the race.
Big slide there, right in the wall, dirt there. That is the one thing with the GTR.
Such a challenging. Yeah.
It does have a lot of high torque, and you've got to be careful with the traction control. You want it as little as traction control as you can to use the power, but if you have not enough, or if you have too much turned off, it will just light up those rear tyres. But if you don't have enough, it will bog the car down. You won't get the full use of its power to accelerate out of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a fine line, isn't it, Darky, managing that Nissan. The more seat time that he has behind that Statesman, the better he'll get. And probably one of the toughest tracks out of the championship is here at Bathurst. You've got to get a car that settles for you up around the top. It's just so punishing, as we found out in that first 20-minute heat race. So, we go to Alton Park for round 2, and as we know, that track there, it doesn't punish you that hard. There's a bit of runoff area, but that's a flowing sort of circuit. It just rolls.
Yeah. It's the undulation of this track and the bumps that really make it quite difficult, because there's nothing really flat here. You look at Conroy on the back, it's just down. You come to this point, then you reach the lowest part of the track, and then you start going straight away back up again. So there's no flat part. Yeah. It's all bumpy. It's all undulating everywhere. So it does make it quite hard to get used to a car around here, and especially across the top of the mountain. So as Highlander snagged pole again, 206, almost 206 flat, with B staying in the Ferrari in second. Night Havoc is qualified third, but he's going to lose that to a grid place penalty. Lockie is in fourth. Commander Jim will be in fifth. So the two Porsches will be technically they're going to be line astern here. Gear through the game again in sixth in the Bentley. Blue Falcon seventh in the Renault. Tim and Jack in the Cadillac in eighth. Quick Mick in the Acura down in ninth, and Statesman in the Nissan qualifying 10th with good place penalty 1, but that's not going to affect him because he's dead last, unfortunately.
Yeah, so 5 rows here tonight. Formation lap, here we go. And they're obviously going to go around for their formation lap. So the skies, we've got some heavy cloud breaking up, so we should see probably some clear skies at the end of this race, if not maybe a bit of a whisper of cloud. So conditions should be good for racing. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon in game time, but that track temperature is still, it's going to heat up as that sun comes back onto the track after these heavy clouds burn off.
That's it. So it is quite cool right now. I believe it's about 33 degrees for track temp, which is still quite hot.
And the fans on top of the hill, Darky, you could imagine a few lobsters out there, mate.
Oh, yes.
Normally happens.
Very lobsterish going on up there.
Yeah, you can feel the cool air, but that sun just bakes you, and you end up very sore in that shower at night. When
I think you look as red as that Ferrari at the end of the day.
Yes. You judge a man by the size of his blisters.
That's
on
it.
his back. All right, so the guys are just getting ready here. The final few moments, it does get a little bit tense in. They're just double checking everything, making sure that that tune's right. Yes, have they got that fuel? It's not the qualifying one. They've got the hard tyres. They've got a pit stop strategy selected.
Well, the question is what we're going to see is because the track is a bit cooler now as we start getting rolling. Has anyone decided to throw on softs now and run this early part on the softs, then pit, then maybe throw on the hards for that back half of the race? So.
Yeah, there's a few little strategies that can come out in that sense, Starkey. You're right, but time will tell. And
that's it. So
unfortunately, we can't tell by any of the tyre wall colours what sort of compounds that they've got on, so it's all a bit of a secret. As Quick Mix already got a time penalty. You don't want to do that at the start of a race. You need so much 5.
So
he must have tapped someone.
He's run at the back of someone, so he's booked a time penalty here.
You're too eager, see, and that's those nerves we were talking about while you're sitting on the grid, waiting for everything, and then it's like, okay, let's go, formation.
I'll say Highlander is really taking this formation lap really slowly. He's not as going as fast as he was before. He's crawling around. He's absolutely crawling around.
He's trying to upset some of these drivers.
No.
What do you got?
I'm wondering if he's throwing a set of softs on and he's trying to get the temp out of the tyres as much as he can in this formation lap to cool them right down.
Yeah, you are right, because they do set the tyres at optimum pressures and temperature, don't they, on the grid?
So if you go around a bit slower, it does take them a while for them to drop the temp and pressures, but it does happen, especially around here. By the time you reach Conrod, the brakes will be cold, the pressure will start going down, you know. So maybe he's trying to run the softs for an early stint here, and then you'll stop and put them hards. He's trying to keep the softs as cool as you can for as long as you can. So this lap, he's just trying to get the heat out of them. Where if anyone's running hards now, they want to keep the heat into them and the pressure up.
So Lockie, who came second in that first race, he's there in 3rd position. Gear 3 gaming in 6th, so he's starting roughly where he started in race 1 and finished in 3rd. So I think actually Gear started in 7th, maybe. I'm not too sure. Can't quite remember.
I believe it's 7th. Was.
Yeah. So that Bentley, he's got what was just before the Renault, wasn't it? Renault of Blue Falcon.
Let's see. Is there any damage to the front of Quick Mix car by the look of it? No.
I reckon it would have.
Just light tap. Light tap by the look of it.
Obviously, they don't like you touching each other here before the start of the race in the game. They give you a quick penalty. Look at that radiator sitting out there in that big Cadillac.
That's it.
Big long straight here down Conrod, come up over the rise, and you've got the shakedown crew on the left there every year.
Going slow now. He is really backing everyone up now. I'm going to take a guess here. He's putting sauce on, and he's trying to get the temps right absolutely out of them, get them as cold as he can. So he might do like 5 laps on the softs, pit, throw a set of hard ones. So we'll know by the pit stop if he has a long stop. But we'll see. Or he's just trying to absolutely get him, so he knows he's got his pressures better now than everyone else. Because he is really holding everyone up now in this formation lap.
So here he goes. He's just starting to pick up that pace a little bit. And now the drivers will be lining to astern.
So here we go.
So B-Sting needs to get up there. Oh, he is. He's got that. Oh, he doesn't want to be off the track though.
No. And away we
Off
go. Highlander's got another great start over Bee Stain. Pretty
Yeah,
clean.
not as good as the first race.
No.
Oh, look at that big Merc there, holding inside, holding up Commander Jim behind him.
Now who's got the most mumbo in the straight line now?
GT3 Gaming means business here, having a look down the inside as well. If he can follow the
draft,
Porsche
he's got nowhere to go. No, shows the back out of it. Oh, here comes the
Has he
Cadillac.
missed a gear or something?
Oh, no.
Oh, he's disconnected. GT3 Gaming. So at the moment.
See if he keeps in. And then Quick Mix just hit the wall back there.
Time will tell.
No,
gone.
we just lost
there
gear.
You go.
So GT3 Gaming has detonated his motor straight away at the start. The Highlander had to have a 2-second lead already.
Unfortunate for gear. Oh, beast stang.
Tags the wall. So this is what I'm saying. Highlander's back everyone off. These guys are probably running all hard tyres now. The car's not handling the nicest.
Yeah, definitely. And the tyre pressures aren't there, and they're all
grip's
over the shop.
there.
Lockie was lucky he didn't follow beast stang in, because as I said, you get that tunnel vision as you're going through here sometimes, and you're just following that car in front.
Oh, there goes Commander Jim up on the grass there.
Oh, it's a Cadillac. He's trying to jump the barrier.
Oh, he's crushed it. Front bumper bars all knackered.
So this is what I'm saying. So he's probably better off just to say, okay, come in, pit repair, get that damage done. And that's mandatory stop done. And continue on, because he's just going to lose out on outright speed.
That's it.
Two Porsches working together down Conrod.
And there's the two Porsches going at it. The two teammates into the chase.
Oh, his Blue Falcon hard on the brakes
Oh,
there.
Lockie's
Lockies couldn't get it stopped.
There he rejoins
He's
now.
kept it off the wall. So
look at the gap.
Where is he going?
He's
straight into the pits for Lockie.
He's getting mandatory stop done now. He's pulled the pin. Gets through those cones.
Let's see if he's actually changing any tyres, Darky, if it's a quick stop or if it's actually a bit of a time one and the tyres are getting changed, because you could be right. He could have started with softs and realised, oh no, this ain't going to work.
Mr. Mark. Bit of fuel going in.
Nah, that was just a stop without, yeah.
He probably want to be away from everyone else, so as Lockie rolls out of lane, he's Quick Mick. I think getting a bit of damage repair done.
But Tim and Jack stayed out too with that damage of that Cadillac.
Lucas in fourth now. Statesman in the GTR.
Statesman in the Nissan GTR.
The people pitting and mistakes happening from other people, he's just up into fourth now. But look at the lead Highlander has pulled out. A 6-second gap already. He is absolutely gapped him already. He's got that sauce and he's applied it and he's gapped him.
He has, mate. Master stroke by Highlander, but I'm going to say, if he, as we're predicting, if he has had soft tyres on this run, his tyres aren't going to last for too much longer, and the field should start catching him back, the ones that are on hards anyway.
Yep, so it comes down to how much time he loses in pit lane to change tyres. Can he pull out the gap technically big enough? Or
what is it normally, about a 6 or 8 seconds?
It's about...
To change 4?
It's about 6 seconds for the front, about another 5 for the back, so about 11 to 12 seconds in theory should be able to do.
Yes.
So don't change all 4 at one hit, it's like 2 and 2, so... Where he's almost at that limit, actually. He's almost at that limit of 12 seconds already. He's not that far away from it, so he's almost got enough gap to do it.
And Night Havoc's doing well too.
Yep. There he is in the Porsche.
He's got in front of his teammate with, as he said, Statesman in fourth.
Bit of wiggle there. There's his teammate there, Commander Jim. I think he's also collected the wall at some stage.
So I think that's what's obviously has come out there, is that all the guys were on the hard tyres and realised that they had no grip at the start of the race.
And Jim has pulled the trigger already. He's coming to pit lane now.
Yeah, get rid of it. Get out of the battle pack and just run some clean laps then. That's definitely a stop and go. So that was no tyres, no nothing there.
Did he actually stop then? It didn't look like he stopped. It just sort of looked like he went straight through.
No, he
Oh
definitely
no,
stopped.
Blue Falcon, he is.
Oh, he's lost his wing again.
That's
So
it.
I'll tell you what, there'll be some Renault wings on sale on eBay.
That's it.
So he'll be in there for a little bit longer because of the damage repair. But look at Statesman now, getting on the back of Night Havoc. He's in third as Beastang made a mistake.
Yeah,
I
he's made a
believe,
mistake.
Murray's.
He's fallen back. So Statesman in the GTR, doing well.
Oh,
And then
no, the commentator's curse as he's just pushing too hard over the top.
And Quick Mix back in pit lane again. So will we see the GTR in this time now? So we've got a pit lane report. He's basically saying for 4 tyres it's going to be 16 seconds. Island is almost at that limit of 16 seconds. 13 seconds ahead now.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Statesman's struggling to get this GTR to stop and turn.
There's a fast Ferrari behind him.
That's it. It's a fast Ferrari behind him, but that's a fast GTR in front of him. But if he's got any aero damage, that's going to cost him. But here comes the draft. Look at that. Nearly 280. Yep, 280. 281. But then you've got to remember, if you're going way, way faster, you need to stop that a little bit earlier.
That's it. You've got to apply those brakes a little bit earlier and you're really press hard as well. Wanting to pull it up.
Highlander 206. He is smoking everyone right now.
Yeah, but he's got the softs on and they're just starting to.
We think he's got the softs
up.
on. That's my prediction. He's running quick lap times and he's put a 16 second. He's almost put a 16-second gap. So it kind of. But everyone else is in the 2-minute 10. So and the hards do take a couple of laps to get up to frame temp and pressure, which will be this lap now. If Highlander's backed everyone up to cool their temps down. Oh, Beastang just.
Oh no. I'm sure some of the pros that are watching this telecast as well, or watch it back sometime tomorrow, they might take note of that too, especially the pole man for race 2. They might opt for this same sort of strategy, holding them up, get those temperatures and try and catch people off guard. You know, and guys on the hard tyres just thinking, where's that grip gone? And they have to take a mental note and realise that those tyres have dropped. And as you said, Darky, 2 to 3 laps before you're going to get that grip back.
That's it. But it's also risk versus reward. But then you have to pull the gap enough of a gap to get all 4 tyres done. Even though everyone has to stop, if people don't change tyres, then you know that gap that you need isn't going to be there. Then you're just going to fall behind them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, yeah, true, but, you know, it might be even if you are on hards at the start, you know, you might just try and just get some of your competitors off guard. Statesman's still in third with that damaged car, so it was a side glance, so maybe he hasn't got too much damage at all, as we've seen him bring the Ferrari down with a nice 280.
Nah, he's fine. His aero's fine, 275, so...
So he got away with that big side glance on that Nissan.
That's it.
Chasing down Night Havoc, only less than 2 seconds in front. You can just see him there in front. That's all the enticement Statesman needs. As we said, he missed the, he got disconnected just at the end of qualifying for race 1, so he missed the start.
Yep, so see 208s, 209s, Highlanders in 207, so he's still quicker. So look at these. He's Tim Jack in the Cadillac.
Further.
There's Beastang. Got mountain straight right now. Tim Jack in the Cadillac. In 5th. Man of Jim the Porsche. And there's Lockie.
Yeah, but he's already had his stop too, hasn't he?
Yes, he came
in first lap.
That's it. 211, so it's not the quickest lap time round.
Yeah, but on hards, you're probably looking at those 210s, aren't you? Maybe 2.8s.
Nah, 2.8s.
2.9s.
2.8s, 2.7s, that's where you should be at the hards.
Yeah. So maybe Highlander is on the hards because I couldn't imagine him on soft still going around at this pace.
Depends on how the beam works the tyres. It might be pretty nice on tyres. from speaking to some of the drivers who've driven it in the GTE format, it's pretty nice on its tyres. So maybe the GT3 version is just as nice on its tyres. So it might be able to just go a little bit longer. Maybe not the full race distance, but we'll see. But he does have a 17-second lead right now. So he's definitely got the gap, if he's on softs, to change off all tyres, put on the hards and do the final stint on hards, because the track is going to get hot. Because the cloud cover, as you can see in the background, is starting to move away now slowly.
Yeah, moving pretty fast. There's a bit of a wind blowing up the top of the mountain.
So the temperature's probably starting to go up now already. So we're already 10 minutes in. Find another 207, so he's consistent. There's Night Havoc in the Porsche. On down second place now. There's Tim and Jack in the Cadillac.
My prediction during qualifying was going to see that he's going to probably challenge Highlander, but he's going to really need to know that Highlander's changing for tyres for him to have any go at him. Because at the moment, Highlander, as you're saying, he's just gapped him and just controlling this race really nicely, especially if he doesn't have to put tyres on in that pit stop.
That's it. If he's actually running hards and he's got the car to work really well, a lot of pressures, he's just faked everyone out now by slowing them down and stuffing up their tyre pressures. So
yeah, and just remember those times when we're talking about the 207s and 208s, so those guys listen, that's probably more talking pro talk more than these open division guys. So around those 9s, 10s are probably the margin.
Statesman here.
Oh no, Statesman at the cutting.
That's not a great spot.
Especially the car's coming on through. B-Stang, does he know he's there? No, he doesn't.
He tags him hardcore. Here comes Tim Jack.
That's very messy through there, and we know that there's no...
Whoop.
He's
still going backwards
now.
The first gear.
Profound reverse.
Oh, and that was close around the gym. That was spectacular.
Just the usage reset to reset car to track. We don't allow that, but in that instant there, he was fairly stuck, so that one there we'll let ride.
Yeah. This track can be quite hard to turn around.
Especially there, as you can see, it already ruined B-Stang's run. He's clobbered him coming up through the cut-in. We lost someone else at the moment too. I don't know who's been disconnected.
Hang on, I can bring up the map. GT3 Gaming disconnected.
Dropped earlier.
And Blue Falcon.
Blue Falcon left.
We lost Blue Falcon, so we lost the Renault.
They're dropping like flies here at Bathurst for the final race for round 1 of the Open GT Sprint Cup here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League.
So here's Lockie. Catch on the back of the GTR here, so I'm assuming we'll probably see the GTR pit here, and also I wouldn't be surprised if we see B-Stang pit soon too. There's no point running around with a damaged car if you're losing straight line speed here in this race, because everyone's to pit, so you want to get that damage repaired as fast as you can to minimise the amount of time you lose.
Actually, Lockie's scored Statesman at a good time here, because Statesman should be coming off here into the pit lane, I would imagine.
No.
No, he's not.
But B-Stang is in.
Ferrari's in.
Yep.
And the Cadillac's in.
That's it.
There's going to be a bit of damage repair for that Ferrari, I would imagine.
That's it.
Clobbering Statesman there at the cut-in.
Quick Mickey's a long way. He's just getting across the top of the mountain. So he's one of these guys have long stops, and there's Jim. He's rolling. B-Stang's still in pit lane, so there's probably a bit of power damage here. Lockie's all on the backside of this GTR and drives around the outside of him. So Lockie, the first man is pit now, is up into 4th. He's 50 seconds behind Highlander.
Yeah, looking fairly strong. Looks like he's going to be challenging
rolling out of pit lane now.
Night Havoc, I'd imagine. As Night Havoc comes out, Lockie may be able to leapfrog him, maybe. I'm not too sure. I think that Night Havoc might be still in front. He's got about a 30-second lead. So
yeah, he should jump
transition time.
Yeah, transition time is what's going to be the killer here.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be too long. What, about 20 seconds? Like it's got it including the stop. It's not too long. It's not a long pit lane.
No, not really a long pit lane, but the speed difference is very slow. So I reckon it's more about entry. It also depends on how you enter pit lane too. If you enter too slow, you just not time. But if you enter too fast, you end up in the sand trap and give it more time. So I reckon it's looking maybe around about 30 seconds to traverse pit lane here from entrance to out.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be close.
Ireland is still the fastest, 2:07. No one else near his pace. 2:10s for second and third.
Come to sort of expect that when, as we said earlier, you know, in race 1 as well, he's a pro driver, just filling in for Commander Cirrus. And he's actually not part of the series either. He's wildcarding in the pro division tomorrow night in a McLaren, so he's changing from BMW to McLaren.
That's it.
So we'll see how he fares. He was actually fairly fast in the McLaren in official practice on Thursday.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see a team say, "Oh, I'm going to do a quick change here and run the Beamer as the wild card."
Yeah, he seems to be going faster in the BMW. He did a 2:06 almost flat in practice in the McLaren, and as we know, he was doing 2:05.5s for qualifying in the BMW here. So.
There's not having going across the top of Skyline now, down through the S's. We're on lap 8 now.
Yeah, so predicting probably about 22 laps tonight with a 45-minute race with a mandatory stop, roughly.
20,
something like that, 22, 23.
Yeah, around there, that's what we're expecting.
So Knight have sort of just running his own race until he pits and finds himself with a big black Mercedes AMG right behind him. So he's still got to push a little bit because he's still matching the times.
Yep, so Jim's only 4 seconds ahead of Lockie right now. So 2 teammates, Porsche's holding down second and third, but Lockie will get him on the pit stop.
Yeah, Commander Jim still needs to pit, doesn't he? He's fallen behind a little bit. Something went wrong. Or did he pit? Because he's had some pace, Commander Jim, unless he's had a mistake.
I'm trying to remember if he pitted, actually. I think he has pitted, actually. It seemed incredibly quick, so I can't remember anymore. Goldfish brain right now. So that's all right, we'll see at the end of the race. But here comes Lockie. And Statesman still running around, didn't pit yet. I'm surprised he hasn't done that.
So he's currently holding 5th.
With Tim and Jack in the Cadillac in 6th. He's saying just clouded the wall again at the dipper.
That's not good because he's already had his mandatory stop as well. So things aren't going right for him either. His strategy hasn't worked out, all the tyres. Something's gone wrong.
Nah, probably just might be overdriving.
Over pushing, overdriving.
That's it. Sometimes when you do your pit stops and sometimes the pressures are just a bit whack and then can throw you out a little bit.
Yeah, it all comes down to a little bit more experience, doesn't it, in seat time and, doing these types of races. Because sometimes you get held up on these races where you don't pit. You don't have to worry about, tyre pressures or anything like that for a pit stop. And things can go a bit wrong sometimes. It's quick wrong. Mick, hold on to it.
He pulls the emergency pin and bails out of that.
I tell you what, he did well then. He was almost seeing the concrete.
Yep.
And, he did well to hold on to that.
Yep. So I don't think his car's particularly happy. So
yeah, I think sometimes when your car's that little bit slower, you're a bit off the pace, you just try and push that little bit more, thinking, why are these guys so fast in front of me? Why can't I do these times? But sometimes it's just the car. You wait till the next round and he could be well and truly on pace, So,
but also sometimes if you back it off a little bit, you actually end up going quicker because you're not ragging the car through areas where you shouldn't be ragging it, and then you just gain, and the car just handles a bit better, and you just end up gaining. You end up being quicker. And like, how did I do that? Because you were just a little bit more cautious at the corners, and then it ends up gaining your pace. So.
And that's just it, a lot of the Cadillac crew, they're sort of saying that the car here at Bathurst they couldn't really dial in a setup around here, but the rest of the championship, they believe the tracks will suit the Cadillac, so...
Yeah, I don't think the Cadillac particularly likes bumpy tracks. So hopefully he'll go well at the next round at Alton Park, because that's not a smooth track either. That's another bumpy track,
Yeah,
but not as bad as Bathurst here. This Bathurst is really bad.
Yeah, well, this is a public road, whereas Snedden is obviously not Snedden. I mean, Alton Park's actually a road course, but
that's it.
I mean, a permanent course. But it's sort of more of a like a lumpy sort of like up and down. Like it's not real bumpy. I don't think it's it's got the undulations, but
not as bad as this.
Rolling, it's rolling sort of thing. Yeah,
that's it. 207.
That's definitely a nice looking paint scheme. Paint scheme of that Cadillac, though.
That's it. And here comes the GTR. He's going to pit lane now. So Tim and Jack makes the move on the GTR. GTR is going to do its mandatory pit stop and get repaired.
Yeah, so you'd imagine the Ferrari will get in front of him.
A long way down for the pit bay. Rolls it in and hits the marks, bang.
That's it.
Crew's going to work now. Here comes B-Stang, yep, on the front straight.
Out of Murray's, the final corner, as Statesman's probably waiting just for some damage repair, I'd imagine. He's clobbered the wall twice.
And he's going to go down the lap to Highlander because he's Highlander right now.
Yeah, Highlander yet to pit yet, and he's still doing these 2.0 or 2.08, so when we're talking about those times, you could imagine that, he'd be able to be on the hards. He's got that pace of the pro drivers as well, just constantly doing these 207s, 208s.
Yeah, he's just sitting.
Big pit stop for Statesman, he's still in there.
That's it. He's not having the push. The GTR's rolling now. He's out of pit lane. And
Porsches are second and third, with Lockie still yet to get on the back of Commander Jim. So I reckon Commander Jim's already pitted.
I think he has.
It's a battle for third between Jim and Lockie.
It's just under 3.
It is a battle, but
it's just under 3 seconds now. So it's 14 seconds now between Statesman and Quick Mick. Well, their battle, they're both a lap down now. As we're now starting
up on the outside curb, Commander Jim.
Here's the man chasing Lockie, trying to hunt down the Porsche. With Tim and Jack in the Cadillac, 24 seconds behind.
So we're about halfway through this race now with just over 22 minutes remaining.
As we listen to that mighty V8 going up Mountain Straight right now. You can see the shadows now starting to come into effect now. The sun glare's starting to kick in a bit.
Yeah, but those clouds has gone too dark, as you know, so that track temperature will slowly rise again.
That's it.
Especially the areas that are out of shadow.
So he's Highlander. Going around again. It's up on the curve on the inside. Just touches the curve on the outside.
It's definitely going to be a stop and go for Highlander, and that's it, because if he had any sort of strategy, you'd think he would have been in by now, especially with the being halfway. If he was going to change any tyres, he would have chosen to pit by now.
Well, he's still fast, except for B-Stang. B-Stang did a 207 there in the Ferrari.
Yeah, Night Havoc did a 208.2, so just a little bit quicker as well. So Night Havoc's still sort of keeping him honest, but they're both yet to pit, and as we said, I don't think there's going to be any change between the two. I think they're just going to come for a stop and go, both Night Havoc and Highlander. But definitely, if Highlander has any trouble lapping any traffic, or he has a little bit of an incident, Night Havoc's going to be right there.
If someone has
anywhere up here, you just can't spin it around.
Statesman and B-Stang there. If someone has an incident at the Estes or the Dipper, and then Highlander comes charging in there, well, there's literally no room to get through there. So.
And sometimes too, you just catch it in your eye, with the cars blocking the track. So you hit the brakes even a little bit harder, and you usually at the limit anyway, and you lock the rears and you spin it yourself, trying to avoid, the incident. So it's definitely heart in the mouth stuff sometimes. But he's obviously doing those P51 SimSport guys proud here tonight in the BMW. The number 100, what is it, Schubert
Motorsports.
BMW M6.
That's it.
Going to be piloted by Commander Cirrus for, I think, from round 3 or round 4, depending when we see Cirrus back on. In the meantime, he's actually after some drivers to fill that spot in that BMW. So if you're watching this stream and would like to give it a go, because I don't believe Highlander's planning to run it again. If you're free on a Saturday night on Xbox and on Project Cars 2, from Australia, New Zealand, hit us up over at our website, aus-nzcrl.weebly.com. If you're on Facebook, look at ANZCRL in the group page and request to join. It is a private group.
And answer the 3 questions. You need to answer the 3 questions.
Yeah, if you don't answer them, we don't even accept you. So just answer those 3 questions. They're nothing personal. It's just basically letting us know that you're on Xbox, you play Project Cars 2, and you're from Australia and New Zealand. That's about it. So fairly simple. And come and join us. The Open Division on a Saturday night. What better to have a little bit of a steer? And you can find the championship schedule all on those 2 platforms on the website or on our Facebook site.
That's it. So Lockie hasn't been able to make any inroads on Commander Jim. Commander Jim's actually pulled a small gap on him a little bit more now. 5.5 seconds, but it was down to 4. So
yeah, he's finding it hard for consistency, Lockie. Like he was doing 208s, now he's back in the 210, so he probably made a little mistake, granted that, but sort of up and down a little bit. So just finding a little bit awkward in that AMG at the moment. Probably around the top, having a little bit of an issue.
He's in 4th, so we're pretty happy with that right now. Highlander, let's see if he's going to come in soon. Lights are ablaze.
At this rate here, though, Commander Jim, the way he's going, if he finishes where he is, he's got a good chance to actually be finishing 2nd tonight in the
here we go. Is he coming? No, he's not going.
Faking to pass Highlander.
That's it, faking everyone out. He's going around again.
So maybe he was thinking, though, maybe he's just in 2 minds at the moment.
No, he's on 207.
When to pull the trigger.
So he's got a 24-second gap over 2nd place. He's nearly a minute ahead of 30. He's over a minute ahead of 4th. So he's got time to burn.
Absolutely smashing it, but you got to give credit to the rest of the field too that are really racing hard to their ability.
That's it, he's quick.
Not as close as the first race, but no. I think it's all going to happen when we're going to find Night Havoc and Highlander pitting. You'll see them all come up together.
That's it, it always seems to happen. You have the lull in the middle and then it all blows up at the end again.
Lockie, I just think, he's just losing touch with the Porsche of Commander Jim in front. And he doesn't want to make a mistake because Tim and Jack in that Cadillac, he's constantly in those 209s as well, 210. So he's been pretty consistent.
That's it. So base angles, he drops down to the dipper. Comes to Forest Elbow. This is a very bumpy part of the track here. Car gets very upset as he slides it in there. And gets in the power. So it's not the easiest part of the track there. Some cars struggle more than others.
Compromising a bit of his exit there because he was trying to collect that car. The rear end was just squirming around as he dropped down there.
You can see the clouds have practically gone away, just little wisps in the sky now. The guys on top of the mountain getting drunker and some more sunburnt, harder than chasing.
Yeah, thinking what they're going to eat from their camp oven. Hopefully someone's thrown the meat in there.
That's it. So what's going to be for dinner tonight?
Or otherwise it'll be a packet of Doritos.
Yes, which has happened before, which we've seen the campsite before. They've been people's dinners.
So 209.7 while being on board B-Stang that lap. Lockie just setting the top of the mountain he's waking them all up in this Mercedes.
That's it. Big thunderous V8. 6.4 litre V8, I believe, flat crank.
Oh yeah, it's
front engine rear-wheel drive.
Monster.
Let's have a look here too. I've come to look at this now. The sun's starting to come into a bit of a glare now. Shadows are starting to come across the track now. Over here. So, Highlander's not that far behind Beastang actually. Beastang's just up the road from him actually, so.
Yeah, right. So, a couple of mistakes from Beastang. Cost him dearly. He'll go away from this and try and get that little bit more consistency back ready for round 2 at Oldham Park. We'll wait for these pit stops to filter through from Highlander and Night Havoc, see where they are, and then I'll go through and see roughly where they're going to finish outright between the 2 rounds to get a round winner.
That's it. So yes, also when we get to the next round, Alton Park, we're going to see more laps too, because it's a much shorter track, about minutes. What's it? Minute 30, minute 20, I believe, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
rough estimate, somewhere like that around that lap time. So you're going to see a lot more laps at Alton Park.
Yeah, you definitely don't get the time to rest like you do here going up Mountain Straight down Conrod.
You got the bottom half of the track to rest, and then. So we're going to see Highlander pit now. Nearly under 13 minutes remaining. No, he's going to go around again.
So the thing, I think he's probably gauging now that he's Beastang in front of him, so he thinks, well, I've got another lap before he's going to even affect him, so you may see him in next lap. I would imagine that'd be the safest option, so he doesn't even have to pass him.
He's nearly out to a 30-second lead over second place here, not having the Porsche.
Geez, if Night Havoc didn't have those fuel problems in race 1, you know, he'd be looking good for a second overall, but only managing 12 points in race 1 from finishing 9th, I think it was.
That's it. It just shows how well consistency can play off to you. And
that's what I'm thinking. Commander Jim finished in 4th and at the moment 3rd. He looks like he's got, he's actually just coming into the grips. He's dropped a little bit of time to Lockie. Lockie's gained on me a little bit over the last couple of laps.
Yeah, but nothing dramatic.
So,
they're both running around the same lap times, nearly 209s flat, a pair of them.
Yeah, a bit of fatigue started to set in. As we know, they've already done 20-minute race, and in between that, practice and qualifying, and now this 45-minute race as well. So they've had a bit of seat time.
Here's Lockie, trying to hunt down Commander Jim. He's just got on the 5-second bracket now.
Yeah, that's all he needs. Actually eating him up in time at the moment.
Yeah.
There he is, just in front. So I think Commander Jim had a little bit of a problem coming into Murray's maybe.
That's it.
It's actually blown out again once they've got back onto the straight.
He's the Cadillac of Tim Jack. Underneath the Madness Bridge there into the final corner. So, track that's apparently not suiting the Cadillac too well, but he's doing good. He's in 5th. He's Beastang in the Ferrari. What could have been? It seems to have settled down now. Once he's settled down, he seems to be doing all right.
Yeah, that's it.
So, oh, okay. The Skyline's had another incident. He's cleared out the wall, and that front bar's doing the yakety on the talking car now.
Yeah, lost his light on the front left there as well. So
that
where
is.
he's at the moment, he's got 6-second lead over Quick Mick. So you could imagine Quick Mick just constantly doing his times that he does in this Acura. He may pick up a 7th before race end.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Quick Mick's got a bit of damage too. If you look at his lap time, 2 minutes 12 previous lap. Look at it, it's a bit all over the shop. So I think he's not happy, but he's still in it.
This just shows, as we always say, Darky, don't we? Always stay into the race. You never know what's going to happen. Quick Mick was the first one to be a lap down. He had a few problems early on, and he's still going, and he's going to maybe catch on to the back of Statesman before the end of the race. So it's never over until the very end of the race. That's for sure.
Correct.
And it gives enjoyment to all the other people that are still racing as well, having a More cars on the track.
That's it. So under 10 minutes remaining now. Yeah, looking around 20, potentially 22 laps. Looking 22.
So look at B-Stang, 207.854, so it's definitely a round that could have been for B-Stang. He's just made too many mistakes. He's had the pace.
Oh, he's definitely had the
raw
pace.
pace.
Absolutely had the raw pace. Just mistakes have just killed him. Oh, big slide in there for Highland and the Forest Elbow. So Highland's had control of this race on the word go. Just a little bit of time to Night Havoc just then. Not much, about a second. Nothing dramatic right now.
No, nothing at all, especially if they're going to be just doing the same strategy when they come in for their mandatory stop. They're the only two cars waiting to stop. Get that out of the way. If they don't take that stop, there's a 90-second end of time penalty applied, so a minute and a half. So they'll want to make sure that they don't forget about that mandatory stop. They all get told this in the driver briefing before the race. And it's in our rules, in our website, and all right up to our event.
Another 207 there for Highlander. Is Night Havoc. So as one car's going up the mountain, the other car's just coming down the bottom of the mountain. It just shows you how much 30 seconds is.
Yeah, but see how B-Stang, he did a 207.6 as well, so he's just in front of Highlander, basically on track. So that previous lap as well was in the 7. So
yep.
It's just a shame that he obviously had a mistake that, well, he had an accident. It wasn't even his doing come through here when he had one of the cars.
Yeah, the GTR station.
The GTR blocking the track there.
That wasn't really his. Snags the ball there, gets up on the curb. You got to be careful. Sometimes that curb there can save you from hitting the wall, but sometimes it will just make you run into the curb there. So he's doing well, even though the car's probably a bit damaged now, but he's going out there.
Yeah, he's chasing down Tim and Jack too, so there's a possibility, 10 seconds.
Plenty of time. 7 minutes.
Plenty of time.
7.5 minutes remaining.
Especially with that pace he's got over Tim and Jack, he's basically running around about 2 seconds a lap faster than Tim and Jack.
So he'll close the gap down by the end of it.
I'm impressed by Lockie's return. Unfortunately, Gear 3 Gaming too, we can't forget about him. Got disconnected on the first lap as well, coming up Mountain Straight.
That's it.
On return, we had Lockie come second and Gear 3 Gaming third in the first race. But Lockie,
here's Highlander.
Looking like he may finish in fourth here because you could imagine that Highlander and Night Havoc will come out of their pits first and second still.
And here we go.
Highlander, here he comes.
Into pit lane there. You don't want to speed here too, hit your marks, speed lane. Oh, he's got one of the first base, okay. Bang, hits his marks. But this is costing him time there. If you don't call the pit crew, it actually costs you time to get your stop done. There he goes, he's rolling out. So stop and go.
Yeah, so you could find if Night Havoc actually calls up his pit crew, as you were saying, Darky will gain a few seconds, but nothing dramatic. Pretty much will hold as it is.
Yep, up, here comes Night Havoc, he's pulling pit lane now too, so leader pulls out, second place comes in. There he is. So it's follow the leader.
So he hasn't called his pit crew in either.
But he's got a longer drive to him, so that takes him a little bit longer. And he's done. Stop and go too.
So there you go. So that's nice for Night Havoc with 5.5 seconds remaining as his teammates just coming down into the final corner with Quick Mick in front of him in the Acura.
And there you go. He's just been released from pit lane. He's out. As Quick Mick is going to let him go past. Yep. Rolling up the throttle and go fast.
So
Lockie's had an instant. Yeah, he's dropped him mountain time.
Fallen back. It was only 5 seconds.
Oh,
but
I think he's tagged the wall because that's front end isn't looking completely squared up there. The front right, it's just a little bit more squished up, so he's clouted the wall somewhere. That's dropped him down time. There's 5 minutes remaining now. Highlander coming through the dip in towards Forest Elbow. So at least looking at another, well, after this lap will be another 2 more laps.
Yeah, something like that.
And we're looking at the Porsches here in second and third. Here's Night Havoc, Commander Jim. So these guys just need to do their own race now, not worry about anyone else really. Oh, that was a quick mick as he tags the wall again, the background in the Acura. Not been a great round for him in the Acura. Just struggling to get the car around here. It's clearly sees he cuts the S's. Just not a happy car this round. His Statesman still running around with his damaged car. Decided not to pit and just keep pounding away. Here's Beastang.
So Beastang's doing good there in 6th position, trying to chase down Tim and Jack, as we were saying earlier. He had the time, so we may see Beastang just gain that extra position into 5th position. So we'll wait and see. There's plenty of time, so what's going to see if they're going to squeeze out an extra lap, depending where Highlander finishes, when the time runs out.
There's so under 4 seconds for Beastang now to Tim Jack. So let's see where Highlander's coming up across the top now. He's actually exited pit lane with a bigger gap now. So he's actually made
he's done well.
He's actually made time on that pit stop. So that's what you want to see sometimes. There's Night Havoc in the Porsche. Commander Jim just going part of the GTR Statesman. There's Lockie. 18 seconds now. He's kind of sort of in the middle between both cars now, so he's just probably just running down the race now. Here's Beastang. So Beastang can now see Tim and Jack ahead of him. So looking at least. Oh, where's Highlander? Here's Highlander. Yeah, Highlander's going to probably do... The next lap will be Highlander's last lap. So those two guys are going to have this lap they're on in the next lap to get there. Let's see. Yep, so this will be the final lap now.
Yeah, so there you go. So will Beastang get Tim and Jack? I think Tim and Jack may just hold on to him. There's not going to be much in it, but they're going to have to do another lap around, though, aren't they?
Yes, they will.
So really, they've got a lap and a half, bit over a lap and a half to go.
So here's Highlander, the man who's been absolutely dominant right now, making his way mountain straight for the final time. And the cars in second, third of Porsche Night Havoc. Had a few little incidences and stuff like that. Hasn't been a perfect run, but they've done well. Night Havoc now starts his final lap, and here comes Commander Jim. His Beastang's down to 2 seconds now. So you can
so currently, if those positions are finished, we're going to have Highlander on first in the round victory. Equal second will be both Commander Jim and Lockie, 5.5s. And then third will be Night Havoc. So Night Havoc's first race where he ran out of fuel definitely cost him a second place on the podium for the round victory, round results.
Beastang, it's down to 2 seconds. I don't know, close much more in now. The final lap for these two guys.
The experience of Tim and Jack, you'd think that he'd be able to make that Cadillac a little bit
209,
wider this last
picked
lap.
up his pace a bit more now, but here comes the man of
2 out of 2 and takes the round victory, Highlander, for P51 Sim Sports.
That's it. He says he only goes good at one track, and this is that one track.
He does love Bathurst, so be ready to see him in form in the V8 Supercars for our Bathurst 1000 end of October. But here he is. Takes race 2 as well. Highlander, well done to him and the BMW
Quick Mick has
team.
just passed Statesman. Where is Statesman? Statesman has... Oh, he's had a monumental crash at the top of the mountain. It's a huge lap.
A last lap and a front bumper sitting there on the sand at the Skyline entry. You could imagine the crowd wanting to jump the fence and grabbing that.
We've seen that in real life too, where GTR's come around across the top of the mountain and there's a car strewn there. But here comes Night Havoc in second place. The man who's actually got fuel this time. Yeah, plenty of fuel this time.
Yeah, well done to Night Havoc, finishing second as the donuts coming from Highlander.
Here comes Commander Jim. Let's have a look at B thing. It's under a second now.
Has finished second round for the round, so even coming third here, so consistency's paid off for him. As has this next man that'll come on through, Lockie, 5.5s in the Mercedes AMG, finishes second overall. But this is the fight here between Tim and Jack as they're coming down Conrod. Will Beastang have a move into Murray's? Can he get a run coming out of the chase here?
Deep on the brakes there for the Ferrari.
Tim and Jack just doing everything he needs to do.
The one thing the Cadillac has with it, it is a quick car in a straight line. Into the final corner. Oh, he's had a bit of wiggle.
It's going to be close.
It's a drag race.
The Ferrari's having a good run. There's the Cadillac.
I think the Cadillac just got him there at the end there.
What a run.
Just got him by. Whoa, look at that. Nothing. That is.
So there you go.
Almost 4,000th of a second just then. That's how close the gap was.
Yeah, so there you go. Highlander takes 2 out of 2 with Night Havoc in second, and Commander Jim, what a consistent round, finishing third and second overall tonight, with equal with Lockie, 5.5s, who finished fourth, but with his second place in the first race, he finishes equal second with Commander Jim for the round, and Tim and Jack just holding off Beastang for 5th position. And Tim and Jack, where does he end up finishing? He finishes 4th overall with Beastang 5th for the round. And Quick Mick 7th. Just getting Statesman on the last lap after Statesman has found the wall.
That's it.
Coming out over Skyline. Coming into Skyline. Going over where McPhillamy would imagine. He's run wide there. Something there. So there you go. There's the results. So... what a night's racing for the Open Division. Tomorrow night, we are back at 7 p.m. Well, not 7 p.m. It'll probably be about 7:30 p.m. on Twitch for the running of the Pro Division. Doing exactly the same thing, 20-minute race and a 45-minute race for the second race. So be sure to join tomorrow night and watch the pros in action. So I've been your host, Woody Lizard, and alongside me is ever the Dark of Dark Racing.
That's it. So until next time, we'll catch you later.
See you later.